Hello, hello. So today, for once, I thought, let's make an exception and start this stream on time. Good to have you all here already. Some people talking in the comments. Ananya is here. Alminox, the good old Alminox is here. Hotondo ichiban deshita. Yes, almost number one. ACN Network is here. Good to have you here, ACN. And John is here. I didn't know you speak some German to some degree, Alminox, I think. Exactly. Why do you speak German? Why didn't I know? Or did I know? Should I know? Yeah, good to have you here. Good to have you here. I hope you can hear me well. As you can see, I have a little bit of a different mic situation today. So I used to use this one here, which I usually put on top of this video when I go outside and so on, so that I have at least some audio. And for this situation here, I brought it closer on some stand here and spoke like that. But now I invested into some mic holder thing, like extendable arm. Can you see that? No. And put the thing, the voice recorder I usually use for voiceovers, on top of it, and also invested some into another cable to actually be able to connect it. And here we are. Now I also put a filter on this because the air conditioner is quite loud, I feel. So let me know if it doesn't sound too great. Hello, JJ. Yes, excellent. Alminox learned German in school. Oh, excellent. Nice. Now the big question of the day is, did you all watch the opening ceremony yesterday? Let me know. Let me know. I didn't. And yeah, but I heard that some people say like, yeah, it was appropriate. Others say it was pretty sad. Like, no, you know, as like, yeah, you know, no spectators. People have to go home after they did their part and all that. But well, that's such is life, I guess. And yeah, just see that I have no idea how many people we actually are here, because I disabled this view account. So let me enable this also for your reference. I mean, you have it on screen, right? I don't in this program. So here we are, 5. There you go. Yeah, today I have a couple of topics. Let me bring up my phone with my notes. What 5? One of them is the Olympics. And personally, I'm not in Olympic fever as of now, maybe because I'm in Nagano or so. But I will go to Tokyo on the 5th of August, which is still during the Olympics, and I will go to an area which is right next to it, essentially. So it will be terrible, terrible, but I do it, and yeah, I will try my best. Also, a couple of friends of mine who live close to the area reported to me. One person said close to their house there's a lot of police now. Another one said no police, but a lot of foreigners in the hotel close to the house. So kind of expected, I guess. I also heard that some of they essentially this separation, like you don't, all the Olympic athletes and their stuff and so on keep to themselves in their own bubble, doesn't exist. So people just go anywhere, and the people watching over them are just coming with them, apparently. Yeah. Aminox watched a bit. It was sad watching the athletes having to waving to empty stands. Yeah. I mean, it's like me, right? It's like me. I wave to you. I mean, you just have to understand. Maybe take some practice, but then you are my friend, and I talk to you, right? The camera in my room, the wall. If there wasn't a camera, maybe if they have this kind of training, it's not that sad for them. Oh, hey, Daniel. Good to have you here. I hope you had some. Was it? Nothing. So then, what do I want to say? Aminox, please take care with donations. I still didn't try to fix the animation thing, just for your information. I thought I should do it, and I didn't. I mean, last time I tried, it didn't work. So it's always like an expensive trial for you. Thanks to you. I still thank you a lot for for your humbling, what's the word? Großzügigkeit. Graciousness, do you say that? No, but you know what I mean. You know, thank you for giving so much, supporting so much. Can you do more daily life in Japan vlogs? Yeah, I mean, I did 2 so far. One is a week in my life in Japan, which I did in 2018, I think. Maybe late 2018 or early 2019, which was not so well received. Kind of okay, maybe. And then I did the day in the life of a software engineer, which may be the one you're referring to, which did pretty well. I think the best video, or in terms of views, the best received in this year, like 33,000 or ish, maybe. Oh, Daniel, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Drone goal, excellent. I have some news for that. By the way, Daniel, I hope it's going well with selling your house, your apartment. What's house or apartment? I always mix it up. I know you moved to an apartment, but I forgot if you live in, you said like townhouse or something, right? Yeah. I hope it's going well. I hope you found somebody. And again, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Was there an animation? Didn't see it. Or is it not yet? Maybe it's coming. If it wasn't, then it should come. Okay, excellent. Selling's going good. Nice. How's the new place? Okay, back to what Young A, by the way, good to have you here, said. Day in the life in Japan. So the thing is with the day in the life thing okay, Daniel saw an animation. Excellent. Great. Yeah, I focus on the chat, and the thing is over like on the left of myself. So maybe if I look here, then I don't really realize that's happening. Now back to Young A. Can you do more daily life in Japan vlogs? So this day in the life of a software engineer actually took 2 days to make. So 2 Saturdays. So it's like it's how a day would be, but it's not actually. I think one of the days I worked, so I had to work on a Saturday, but not a lot. And by the way, I open this now. This is, in case you're wondering, apple juice from the region Shinshu, which is Nagano. Apple juice, 100% apple juice. So the thing is, it takes some time, and also I don't have too much to tell. I mean, I can do daily life as it is, but so my challenge with this one was make the ordinary interesting or entertaining, because of course, as a software engineer or software engineering manager, you with this, right? You sit in front of the computer, and sometimes you talk to people a lot, actually, and that's it. And I can't show that, obviously, for NDA and so on. Oh, nice. So it's hard to do. So maybe every now and then, if there's something extraordinary, like I go somewhere, let's say 2 weeks ago I went to Kyoto, that would be something. I say, now I go there and I meet this person, something happens, then that could happen. Maybe I can see that. Still, generosity, exactly, that's the word, Aminoxus. Thank you. Still, yeah, I'm not sure. It may happen. It needs to be up to standard, right? On par with what I want to have on the channel. And if that's possible, then yeah, maybe. But not guaranteed. The next 3 videos are already set. The one is about Nadai, which has been promised for. I said it will be like probably end of June, beginning of July. Now it's almost end of July, kind of. In Japan we say it's the last third of July. And it's looking good. It's looking good. Probably finish next week or so. And yeah, after that I have a video about a place close to here, also talking to the owner. And then I have a Kyoto house tour. And then I'm open for other things. Maybe I will do like an abandoned zoo. Maybe not unlikely. I will do an abandoned zoo here. There's one on the mountain here, which has been abandoned for like 50 years almost or so. I think, or 40. Don't quote me on that, but for quite some time. So apparently it's interesting. There's also an abandoned castle, not a real castle as in, but looks like a Japanese castle, and it's a concrete structure And I think there's a museum inside, or used to be or something, but it's closed. So in this direction, probably the one after that. And another one I want to do is there's the one-man car, and the one-man train here in Japan, in this area, which means there's 2 cars of a train, that's the whole train, and then there's one man driving the thing. And if you enter, you need to pull a ticket, and if you leave, there's only one door opening, which is the front one, and then you hand over your ticket and pay. Oh, Aminox donated $50. That's generosity. Thank you for for giving me the knowledge of this word, and now I can thank you for your generosity as well, Aminox. It's always very appreciated. So really, Daniel and Aminox, like, keep pushing the bar and towards this drone goal. So adding this $10 and what Aminox and what Daniel gave before, this right here, whoop, is not 483, but already more than 500. So we have done more than half now. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's coming up as well, maybe. So I want to go on this train, maybe explain a little bit how this works and why it's so interesting, and then hop off somewhere and just explore. Some stations are really like, so generally they are unmanned, so you just walk out, there's nobody, and sometimes there seems to be nothing actually around, so I have to walk somewhere until you find something. And that's interesting, I feel. Could make for a good video, maybe. Maybe it would be good to have some help, somebody holding the camera. Let's see. So that's that. Now Aminox says, the big hope is that Olympics are a success. No super spreader event, that is. And Japan's vaccination program progresses to such a point that travel will again reopen. Yeah, of course, of course. That's the hope for everybody, especially, of course, many of the viewers here. And I hope it will come true. All right, Daniel can see the Sears Tower from the corner of the street. Nice. Different Games is here. Hi, and Prem Raj is here. Hi, Raj. You don't need to call me sir. Now, but please only write your messages once. It's fine. I will read them. No. Now, what do I have to say? First of all, talking about drone. One viewer of us was very generous. He also lives in Japan. I met him before. Ohio office, his name on Instagram. And he has a drone, but he doesn't use it. So he sent it to me. Interesting, yeah? It's a 2018 model, the DJI Mavic Air, I think. Has his sticker on it, Monster. I never drank Monster in my life, but he apparently likes it. And I only used it once so far. So just like, let it go up here. This area is too densely populated to actually fly drones. So only on this property that we rent, I can do it. So I just went up and down. That's it. And then, I mean, the first one was, of course, in this room, obviously. Anything else would be irresponsible. Yeah, but that's very kind of him. And I'm sure I will use it for the next videos or so. And then once the drone goal is achieved, this will be sent back to the kind lender. Yeah, so isn't it nice? So I want to get another drone, not this one. So this is, as I mentioned, a little older. Maybe one downside to this is it uses Wi-Fi, which means the reach is not so high. But what's very nice is the remote control is in here, and it's smaller actually than the Mavic Mini, which I want to get. So if you open this up, then you can see it's rather small, compact here when it's packed. Yeah, and it works. Tried it once, and hopefully we'll have some fun going forward. Daniel says, I like these high-quality documentary-style videos as well as the casual clickbait ones. But some people only want cheap clickbait ones where they don't have to think much. Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's just like an inherently a little bit needs a little bit more processing power, I guess, brain processing power when you have this kind of videos, because it's subtitled, so you need to read if you don't speak Japanese on a level where it's convenient. So Yeah, true. And I mean, the next two videos will be with interviews of natives again. So the last one, we had a small, like, what was it, 4 minutes or so, intermezzo. And the next two will also be like that. I mean, the next one will be all like, it's shaping up to be like 13 minutes long, and it will be at least 10 minutes interview. So takes a lot of processing power. Yeah, I think the most of my viewers, YouTube tells me like, your viewers also watch these channels. I think the topmost one is always Tokyo Lens. So I guess it kind of transports what he does and what I do, kind of. It's, at least for some viewers, it seems to be compatible. I'm from Nagano City. I mean, I'm from Munich area. I mean, it's complicated. Not actually, but I lived in the Munich area for most of my life, and now I'm living in Nagano since October. If that answers the question. Thomas Gottwig is here. Hey, good to have you here. Oh, last time it didn't work. No. Why? Germany. Maybe connection issues? Yeah, like Daniel said, originally I'm from Seattle. Then after some time I moved to Germany and I acquired this accent. Yeah, by the way, I didn't know this tower in Sears Tower in Seattle. I need to Google that later. Chimichanga is also here. Nice. No, you didn't miss it. I was just too tired to do it because, you know, I'm from Germany and Japan summer is just too hot for me sometimes. It's terrible. No, I have the air conditioner on, but I really don't like air conditioning either. Or I don't like this. But I mean, it's not super cold here, but I don't like this getting cooled down and then going outside and it's hot. And going inside again and so on. ACN Network says, I believed all the time that you were from Fukuoka. How come? How come? Who's from Fukuoka? Who does live streams? I know Michaela is from Fukuoka. Who else? I just spilled some water. Excellent. Tokyo Lens seems to focus on his Tokyo Lens Explore channel. I guess the live streams are easy and faster, no post-production. Point in case? Do you say point in case or case in point? I know John corrected me there once and I already forget it. I'm so sorry, John. Yeah. They are obviously. I mean, you make a plan or not, and then you execute. I mean, his case, especially if he's walking around, he has like small gimbal and phone, probably maybe a mic, and that's it. Or he does this walking thing. But I think he did this 1 week of live streams. He mentioned that he is planning to shoot also 2 videos for the main channel. So I guess it's coming. Just takes longer. Just like here, you know, you see like 4, 5, 8 live streams before there's a new video, unfortunately. And that's also why I'm considering to move this out into a separate channel as well. Case in point, thank you. To a new channel, to have like people understand, okay, this is when you get a notification here, that means there's a new video. Ananya, hi, good to have you here. Welcome. All right, now let me open this. Now I have this Shinshu, this Regions apple juice here, and now I also have apple chips. Ohio office. So Ohio office is the kind, generous lender of this drone. Thank you. Again, I only flew it once so far with my older one, who was like, yeah, let's fly, it's flying. And when it started, it's like, wow, that's loud. Daniel says the Sears Tower is now named the Willis Tower, but most people don't call it that here. Okay. Ananya is from India. Good to have you. Thank you. India, so that means it is 6 p.m. almost. I know, that's entertainment. Let me see what else I have to talk about. So, this week, I had opened our freezer, and there was a box inside. Maybe this big. Now let's see, I show you a picture. And Aminox probably can read it. But where is it? Here. A second. So this box, for those of you who can't read it, what may it be? What may it be? Turns out it's from my mother-in-law. And it's Kobe beef. And now I have to change the focus again. So, where is it? Here. So this is what looked inside. Here. I don't know how much she spent. This is how it looked then, after I made it. Well, of course, it was excellent. We made only one for the 4 of us, which was in plenty. And then, but we put both of them into the fridge so that it like cools, warms up, right, and gets easier to process. And then my family was gone, and it's like, yeah, but we have to eat this. So I ate one of these, so I was like 250, 300 grams or so on my own, and that was too much. And then I was like, ugh. Because as you have seen, there's a lot of fat in that. And I feel like half of this is fine. And then if you have like an evening and lots of time and maybe rice and vegetables and maybe wine or something. So, yeah. But still, great. Kobe beef, always great. Apple chips, those I have yet to try. My biggest surprise was eating Japanese choco chips and them being amazing. You mean chips as in crisps, right? In England, and covered in chocolate, yes. I mean, this is, I don't know if you call them apple chips, it's apple rings or so. Like, you know, a cut apple thing and then dried. That's what I want to. But it says chips, bingo chips. So I'm totally legitimately calling these chips, but it's not potato chips with apple flavor. Ananya is a teenager, and I think all are teenagers who are watching this. I don't think so. Well, in fact, I know not all are, but yeah, thank you for sharing. And again, good for having you here. Then you can read beef something. Yes. 024314. After weeks of not being able to watch, I can finally tune in again. How did you do the last weeks? Yeah, okay. So week before last was very productive. I had good progress on the next video. This week was yeah, so. So the thing for me is usually I work, it's okay. Then I go play with my kids and so on and bring them to bed, and I fall asleep with them, and then I get up again, and then it's done. I'm done. Like then nothing is possible anymore. Essentially, like from a productive standpoint. So yeah, I should start pushing things to the morning again. Just sleep with my kids and then get up early. Yeah, but so. Still, it was a good week, and also today I had some progress, so that's nice. Then Swain Priyanshu T is here. Good to have you here. Hi, sir. You don't need to call me sir. You can just say hi. Can we get IT jobs in Japan? Not knowing Japanese very well, like till and 3. Yeah, sure, that's possible. Of course, if you have like a big range of jobs here, right? Then of course a lot of them require Japanese, but not all of them. So if you have excellent Japanese capabilities, then of course you have this whole bandwidth of jobs. And if not, then there's a smaller selection, but still there is a selection. It's possible. Looks tasty, yes. And Daniel recognizes the kanji for beef, yes. Ananya also wanted to get a job in Japan, but after no, it's not possible without Japanese. I forgot my dream. No, it's possible. It's possible. Aminox, master of Japanese, right? Kobe Gyu. And Ananya really likes Japan. Nice. Yeah, I mean, Ananya, the one thing you need is a university degree. Probably. I mean, there are other ways, but they are unlikely ways. Not unrealistic, but unlikely. Thomas asks, did you work remotely from Germany with people in Japan? I'm asking myself how good the quality is when you use screen sharing and camera. I did not. I did work with people in Germany from Japan, so the other way around. But back then we didn't do a lot of screen sharing. I think it was mostly audio. So this was 2016, 17. I think it was mostly like, what was that back then? Skype maybe? Was it Skype? Something like that. And now, I mean, I talk to my family obviously on the phone, so then that's kind of okay usually if they don't move. I mean, if they go outside and are connected to mobile, then it's getting pretty unacceptable pretty quick. But inside it's okay. Screen sharing, I don't know if that would be like identifiable what's on the screen or not. Aminox is the world's oldest teenager. Yeah. I might. John is might be able to beat Aminox. One of my supporters here, Patrick, he's I think in his early 70s or so. I think it was 70s. He's not often on the stream. I think only once or so, but he used to comment a lot. I hope he's doing well. Any BTS army here? No BTS army, just Japanese Journey army. JJ army. How did you remember those kanji words? It must be painful as a foreigner. Yeah, you need to, I mean, for me, I'm still learning, but it's like you learn a kanji and then, I mean, there are different ways. You learn the kanji itself or so, and maybe a reading or two, and then some words, and maybe put the words into a sentence, or you just need to read the sentence, learn the sentence, and from that the kanji, and so on. So context helps, I think, what you can do with the word. Maybe if you already have some Japanese knowledge, then you're like, oh, that's this part of that word or so. And then you remember it more easily. And yeah, painful as a foreigner or as a Japanese. Probably the same. The only thing, I mean, again, for Japanese, it's the same. Like they know the word, right? They speak Japanese when they start learning to write and read. And so they already have this pre-knowledge, and then they can use that to identify like this kanji, or to connect the puzzle pieces, to connect the pieces. This kanji means this part of this word, and this kanji the other one, and so on. I happily pass the crown to you, John, says Aminox. All right, so John, you're officially now the oldest teenager, at least in this chat. Urushikesh Suryawanashi likes me. Thank you. And welcome. And I appreciate you. Now, we had Kobe beef and Olympics and drone. Now I have two more topics. One is Japanese Journey Junkies, J cubed. Yeah, maybe. J cubed or just JJJ. John is only 29. Oh no, maybe Aminox, it's you after all. I don't know. All right, so now, earlier this year, I attempted something and it didn't work out. And then tried again, you had to send like a letter and again and again. And then now, one was a couple of weeks ago, then we went to store here to do it. And they said, yeah, no, the sticker is wrong. And also you're missing this number here, so you need to go to the town hall again to get this document with the number on it, and then come there again, and then then they call me and say, your name is too long. Your name is too long. By the way, I'm of course talking about a stock trading account. So from my company, usually you get stock options after a certain time. And then you need to have an account at a specific bank in order to execute them. And this took me now 5 months or so. And today, finally, I got my login data. So it finally worked. Like, so my full name is 25 characters, including the middle name. And apparently that's too much. So they had to change it to katakana, which makes it like, I don't know, 18 or what, 15. Like 15, yeah. And that worked apparently, but of course I don't know, like, if the name doesn't match, like, will I still be able to get the stocks or what? But so then I had to ask somebody to research, and apparently it's okay. Apparently it's okay. And finally, I was able to do that. This is something that's way harder than in Germany. I think one time the address on my license was not updated yet. I think that was the first one. Then we updated it, and then it says, like, in Japan you have numbers identifying where you live, and then it's like in my case it's like 4-digit number dash 1-digit number. But on my residence card it says that, and on my license it says 4-digit number banchi, 1-digit number. It's like, and then they're like, oh, now that's different, and stuff like that, and it's terrible. Johannes Gutenberg, the fifth. All right. Ananya, sorry, I missed your message. Have you settled in Japan? I don't know. I mean, I have been here for now a little bit more than 5 years. And this month it was 5 years. But no, I haven't. I think I'm still undecided. In fact, right now I feel like at some point, most certainly I will go back to Germany. But then reality may look a little different once I actually go to Germany again, because I haven't been for 2 years now, almost. Daniel says not a bad suggestion. J cubed. Ananya is only 14. Well, then you still have a lot of time, so don't worry. Don't worry. And also, I mean, if you're 14 and you actually plan on living in Japan at one point, and you really have made up your mind and to focus on that, want to reach that goal, then it's a perfect time to start learning Japanese. Aminox reclaims his crown. Yes, exactly. In different games says exactly like I said, so you have a lot of times. The name too long, counting fingers. Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, never get too old for that. Oh, Ananya also learns Korean, so in less time. Yeah, probably. I mean, I hear that grammar is kind of similar, and a couple of words you can hear similarities. Daniel Panek. Yes. Aminox says, Johannes only feels like going back to Germany until he actually experiences German public transportation again. That's not unlikely. And the quality of service and so on. I mean, what I still remember is I went with my mom to my teacher back in 2019. And when I booked the tickets, was like, oh, second class almost same price as like the discounted first class. So I booked first class. And I sat there and like, there's dust here. What's going on? Come on, guys. First class. What are you doing? Like on the sides of the seats. Like unacceptably dirty for me. What's happening? Because in Japan, you may not know, if the Shinkansen arrives at the terminal stop, then the doors open and for 7 minutes the cleaning personnel gets in. Like two people or so for cleaning each car. And they clean everything, rotate the seats and get out again. 7 minutes usually. And yeah, not in Germany apparently. I mean, it's a whole different story. And also, we have the Shinkansen in Japan, which runs on its all rails. So if there's a slow local train going, then that's a different pair of shoes. Like it's going on its own rails, and Shinkansen has the fast rails, which are optimized for being straight, which have therefore have like a minimum incline and decline and so on. So they made a lot of tunnels and bridges and so all that for that. And in Germany, that's not the case. So they share. So often there's like just the slow train in front of the fast train. Until the next station or something, or wherever the slow train can get out of the way. Then the slow train is delayed and the fast train, and so on. It's terrible. Yeah, so much for that. Maybe I should stay in Japan. Who makes better pretzels? Think of that. Yeah, definitely Germany. Which country is native are you? I'm German. Aminox made a spelling mistake. You need to experience then public transportation in Portugal. Here the new buses are imported buses from Germany that went out of service there because they were too old. Okay, I see. Yeah, buses. I mean, my house was not too close to stations, so I usually rode the bus there. It wasn't an unpleasant thing. Good night, Ohio. Thank you again for your kindness. So, Portugal, yeah, I've never been to Portugal, so I don't know. I guess also comparing Germany to many other countries outside of Japan, except for Japan, maybe even, it's rather okay, the public transportation system. But, you know, I happen to live in Japan, so that's what you have to compare it to. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Shinkansen rail is also a different size than normal rail, right? I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. But I don't know. Could even be that all that's different for each Shinkansen. I'm not sure. Totally not sure. And now they're building a new Shinkansen somewhere until next year at the extending, but I forgot where was that. Somewhere I would like to go. Forgot. Well, then it wasn't so important after all. Now, last topic from my side. I'm considering, I mentioned before about merch and so on. I'm considering to not actually sell merch itself, but things I love, Japanese products that I really like. For example, like bento boxes, wooden bento boxes. So bento is like the lunch box essentially. But it's like a little different shape. Would be wooden. And then you pack in your rice and your whatever. It looks beautiful usually, and then you eat that at work or on the train or wherever. So I'm thinking about offering something like this. Or like this. Do you know that? That's a djembe. Maybe I should wear that now. So this is often worn for festivals and so on. Now there are not so many at this time of the year and pandemic, but generally so it goes like this. Very summer-like. You can see it has openings here. Let's go around. So it's looks nice. I like it. Most people don't wear it here. Some do. Usually not foreigners, or just foreigners, I don't know. Still, I like that. And I'm also thinking about offering these jimbe. So they're more male worn, but who cares, right? Outside of Japan, especially. And now the only issue, of course, with something like this is you need to have different sizes in stock, and then you need to explain what size fits what measures and so on. This one I think is an L. Does it say somewhere? I don't know. Yeah, and it also comes, of course, with shorts. So I think about that and want to kind of capture if there's any interest. So if you are interested in something like that, let me know. I'm also thinking about uchiwa. Uchiwa is like a fan, but not a fan like this one down here that you open and close, but it's like a piece of bamboo and then it's split and spread, and then there's paper on it. And I think that's very, at least I don't know if it's unique to Japan, but I've only seen it here. And my family loved it. So I think it would be also good to have in a store. Now, if you have any other ideas, any things that you think, wow, that's great, or even if maybe you have even been to Nagano and say, I need that, then also let me know. Maybe apple chips would be nice. I'm not sure. I thought about offering food. A friend suggested that. But then again, I'm not sure if there's like some rules. Maybe some countries cannot import something like this or so. Then would be unfortunate. All right. Where was I? What about monorails? I don't see them anywhere on service beside Japan and China. Yeah, true. Yeah, I think the only ones I've ridden are in China and Japan, and indeed. Ninja Monkey's here. Nathan, good evening. Good day. Aminox says, I hate having to run a marathon from one end of Frankfurt airport to the other end in 35 minutes when flying from Denmark to Japan. All right, then maybe you should plan more time or something. Takes the flight the next day. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Thankfully, I never had to go through Frankfurt because Munich has direct flights, which are very pricey, but they exist. Okay, Daniel wants chopsticks. All right, that's doable. Before, I thought about having chopsticks with the Japanese Journey logo on it also. Not sure if that will happen, but maybe I find some nice ones locally made or so. Ninja Monkey made it from the Mediterranean beach in Gibraltar. Nice. Excellent. Swine Priyanchuti says Natsumatsuri. Exactly. Natsumatsuri, firework festivals, and so on. Ricardo Furtado has a djembe from his wife. Received a djembe from his wife in 2018. Haven't used it yet because they live in Sydney. Well, it's hot in Sydney as well, I guess. So who stops you from using it? I think I used mine in Germany. Did I? Probably, yeah. Maybe not outside, but in the garden or something. When Johannes, when there was like a Japan festival, Japan-related festival, then when Johannes gets used to the public transportation, there will always be German tax and value-added tax to make him miss Japan. But Japan is giving its best to catch up, so no worries. In like 10 years, it will be the other way around. Ah, there you go. Ninja Monkey has one perfect loungewear in the summer. Yes. Ricardo Furtado, maybe next year in Japan. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully it will work out here with Corona and so on. Sell or send some proper house slippers. Ah, but I mean slippers, really? I mean, of course, could do that, but and it's in some sense it's very specific to Japan. House slippers. Probably you can use any pair of slippers. If it was something like, and maybe you have seen, if you have been to Japan often at a temple or so, they hang these straw shoes and at the gates, which is like the pilgrimage shoes. They went from somewhere far away. to the gates. These days that's not necessarily true because you come by bus or car or train and then purchase them there. But something like this, if it was something like that, I think that would be a better fit, like kind of, you know, traditional Japan or so. At least when you look at it, you think like, wow, that's so traditional. So in that direction, maybe. I think another thing I have is a bag, like a handbag, which is made from the same material a dogi is made. So like a martial arts suit. That could also be interesting. Maybe a little bit wrong audience, because I assume most of you don't practice a martial arts and don't really connect with that. But maybe. There is a monorail in Seattle. I should know that. Yes, sorry. I totally forgot. It's been years, you know? It's been years. Sake cups. Oh yeah, good one. Do you see right here, right next to this thing in front of the microphone? This one here. This is made from wood. This would be perfect to ship because it's light and doesn't break easily. Let me show you. And this is from Narai. So made in Nagano prefecture. Wait a second, I bring something else. All right. Good thing I'm wearing pants today. So this is the one from Narai, Ochako, sake cup, wooden, nothing special, nothing on this side, just a kanji on the bottom. And this one is also here from in Iyama, that's in the next city. There's a sake brewery, and also this snowman. You may see that the same kanji here and here. The snowman sake cup, sake bottle with a cup. It's also from there, but again, probably selling alcohol. Not the easiest thing internationally, especially. So that's probably off the table, but could be a thing. Now, what I brought from my walk-in closet there is this. So that's the bag. It's like, you know, this material. So this kind of pattern is what you have on a dogi or so, like judogi or aikidogi and so on. Maybe, but these are rather pricey to get here even, and then, you know, you need to add something to have shipping covered and so on, and taxes and stuff. So maybe, well, yeah, definitely, probably like this, or like sake sets. So usually you have like two cups and then one bottle, so to say. Then you only need this place where you can get nice sake. Green tea, maybe. But again, I'm not sure about food and so on. Chopsticks, lucky cats, other figurines. Awesome. Lucky cats. I think maybe lucky cats. If I find some that are not so kitsch. Chopsticks, green tea. There's a monorail in Las Vegas. Oh. Along the strip. You mean, okay, Japanese flip-flops made from tatami. Okay, so like zori, ne? But these are not for inside the house, so it doesn't fit with Aminox's idea. Proper house slippers. Headbands. Oh, stationary. Stationary. What do you mean by stationary? What kind of stationary? I mean, headbands, yeah, okay. I mean, obviously from your picture. But stationary? You mean like a brush for like calligraphy or so? Or do you mean like a pen? In what direction do you? Body pillow covers also can work as merchandise. Yeah, yeah. Like put my face on it. Japanese erasable ballpoint pens. I also have not seen elsewhere. In Germany, we have them. Actually, I saw them there first. But who knows? I mean, if you haven't seen them elsewhere, then maybe some other people also would like to get them from here. As someone who used to ship on eBay, I will give you a tip. Shipping glass and ceramic takes extra care, so unbreakable items might result in fewer problems, even if you aren't doing the shipping. Excellent, thank you. So here we go. And it's gonna be probably this one, not this one. JC Lennon, hey. Greetings to Chicago. I think somebody else is from Chicago, but I forgot. Ah, yeah, it's Daniel. Yes, exactly. Johannes body pillow. That's what we need. What everybody needs. Stationary pencils, pens, and rubbers, aka erasers. Good, you mentioned that. Yeah, but Japanese pencil, it's just pencils, right? I mean, or is there anything I'm missing that's like so special about Japanese pencils and pens? I have a friend who's older than me and has a kid which was born 7 years ago. Already 7 years. Wow. And when the kid grew up, mother Japanese, father German. In German we say you, right? Or du, you, as in English. But in Japanese usually you would say, rather you say by the name. So if let's say his name is, I don't know, Taro, then you say Taro-kun, right? So then, because mother is closer to the mother initially, right? And then father still says, would you come, or something like that. And then he's like, when they went somewhere, and then he says, you also want to go. Like, he wanted to say I, and thought his name, in Japanese you would say Taro-kun mo ikitai, for example, right? Johannes also wants to go. But he took this concept of taking his name and put it into German, and he thought his German name accordingly it would be you, not Taro. I hope that makes sense. Made sense. Ninja Monkey has to check in back later. Off for a swim. Nice, nice. What you should focus on is Japan only Kit Kat flavors. Ha! But that's also terrible, because you have to take care of temperature when you ship it. Hey, it works. I mean, I think a lot of YouTubers make, like, when they have a Patreon, Japan-based YouTubers, they make a tier where like $50 or so, where they send lunch, like snack boxes or something, which is something I considered actually. I considered, so right now the highest level is $8, which is early access to videos and Patreon exclusive videos. And I thought about making a higher level for postcards and an even higher level for this kind of snack boxes. But in the end, I thought, okay, probably because I have so limited time, I want to keep it there, because that's also already, that's plenty. Extra videos and so on. How is the difference between benefits working in Japan versus working in Germany, like health cover, paid vacation, etc.? What is the difference? Yes. So health cover, Japan. So in Japan and in Germany, you have to have social insurance. Do you say that? Health insurance. In Japan, this insurance covers 70% of your doctor bill usually, which means you pay 30, but it's not exorbitant like America maybe. Like if I go to the dentist, then I pay like $10. So in total, it's like 35 or so for like cleaning. So it's not terrible. I think when my wife had her wisdom tooth taken out, it also cost like 20 bucks maybe. So pretty affordable, both. I think hospital visits are not covered in Japan. You may need an extra insurance for that, I guess. Yeah, and also there are a lot of things in Japan that are called insurance that usually would not be called that outside of Japan. I think which are more like retirement stuff and so on. I think. But yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable about that generally. In Germany, there are two systems, more or less, like public healthcare and private healthcare. You have to have one of them. If you go into private, then you usually get a better service. So I was self-employed, so private. Private you can do from a certain level of income, or if you're self-employed. I had both. However, that it gets expensive as you get older, and especially if you add family members. So now I wouldn't do that. Yeah, so they have these two things in Germany, and then it's very hard to go back, or not super easy. Yeah. Then, but yeah, again, I don't really know a lot about that. I'm not deep in the topic because it's boring. Thankfully, I have my wife to take a little bit care of that, so I don't have to. Easy to ship, and you'll never run out of new flavors. Japanese only Kit Kats. That's true. However, I also need to get them here. So maybe I would have to pay more than I would like to. I think in Nagano we have like, obviously this one here, apple. So Nagano is famous for apples. And then we have like umeshu or so, which is plum alcohol, which has a little bit of alcohol in it. That's very nice though. And a couple of more. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like wasabi Kit Kat and so on, that would be fun. Maybe just one or so, not like a whole box or anything. Daniel said, made sense to me. Interesting way how language can go amok. Yeah. What is your bath candy? I don't know what a bath candy is. Ruskesh Soyawanshi. Could you explain? Specific Japanese-only flavors of well-known Western food brands would make a good video, in my opinion. Oh yeah, certainly. Kit Kat, cola. I mean, I made one Kit Kat video once about apple-flavored Kit Kats. Yeah, Kit Kat, Coca-Cola. What else is there? I forgot. McDonald's, Burger King, maybe. There's no Burger King here in this area, so McDonald's would be the one. I don't know if I want to do that to myself. Did that cost for operating and doctor visits at a hospital post-operation was 70% covered. Also, okay, so same. Post-operation checkup cost us 196 yen, which is about $1.85, I think. Yeah, so that's maybe that's one difference if you go to the doctor from Japan and Germany. After checkup, you don't just go home, but you wait a little bit more, and then they say, Yohane-sama. And then you go there, and then they say, Okaike 196 yen desu. So you have to pay. But again, it's affordable. Quite affordable. That being said, I feel like, yeah, maybe I can't really comment on that. I feel like there are no good doctors in Japan, at least the ones I've been to so far, which is very limited selection. There are also a lot of bad doctors in Germany, but there are also good ones, at least the ones I experienced. Again, my sample size in Japan is much smaller than in Germany, about a sixth. So it's actually hard to compare and generalize. But that's my feeling. Do you want to do print on demand type of merchandise? Or would you be willing to hold onto inventory or stuff? So if I was to sell something like this, this would not be, this would just be the thing. There would be no Japanese Journey logos on it. So that would be purchased by me and then shipped to you. Print on demand. Wait a second again. So this is the Japanese Journey hoodie, which has the colorful logo on the back and the white logo on the front. So this is something I tried and thought about. Maybe it may come at some point. This one I would prefer to print on demand, but I would have to get a lot of samples first, because this one I don't like. The quality is not good enough. It's not something I want to be associated with my brand. Or I wouldn't like you to spend a lot of money on, maybe not so much, but 30 or whatever dollars on, because it's not good. Yeah. But yeah, for the things I'm considering now, with like sake cups and fans and bento boxes and these kind of clothing and so on, this would be, I would purchase a certain stock, 10 or whatever, keep it in my house, and then sell it to somebody, hopefully. Otherwise, my wife will be very unhappy. Probably. If I would do that, I would put in something like a sticker or set or so, you know, that you have something that you can combine it with. Maybe something that makes sense to have together. Maybe with this one, since this one in summer, I would give like a handkerchief or so, branded. You know, some nicety that makes you feel, wow, I got more than I expected. The big difference, other than having to hold onto the merchandise, is that you also have to prepay. Yes, exactly. As you're buying the stuff beforehand. But the profit margins are better if you buy in bulk. Of course. I mean, yeah, at some point probably. But I guess if I would start, then not really. Like, there's no, I buy 1,000 and then I get it cheaper. So I have had an unfortunately broad experience with Japanese health system because of my wife's health issues. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I have been very pleasantly surprised by the quality of service, skills, and time given. Oh, very nice. That's good. Very light beer tonight, indeed. So this beer called apple juice is actually alcohol-free. Can you believe it? And also very small. But very good. In Germany, we don't have this kind of apple juice. This tastes like there's honey inside. I mean, it's like a soft honey, not soft, light honey, honey light. But you don't pre-purchase the print of demand stuff. Yes, exactly. So it's a tough choice. Maybe the sticker sets and stuff you can hold onto in the inventory because it's small. Yeah, exactly. I mean, still, as long as I'm not expecting like thousands of orders, which I'm certainly not, I think it would be fine to have it in like the closet over there. Is Japan good for automotive engineering? That's a good question. So I don't know. I'm not in that area. But, I mean, there are certainly, you know, the big companies like Nissan, Toyota, Isuzu, what else? Mitsubishi, and so on. Honda. You know, there's quite some. But I don't know how the job market is, how much demand there is for foreign workers and so on. I'm thinking to go to Germany for automotive engineering. Education is a good decision. Yeah, I mean, Germany isn't. I think probably most people, if you ask them what does German produce again, they would say beer, sausages, cars. So yeah, there's one in any country, like, the big ones again, Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, big names. Personally, I think they have better quality than Japanese cars. At least we have a Japanese car now, and before that I drove almost exclusively German cars like BMW and so on, and it's almost not comparable, I think. At least. This beer is called apple juice. No guarantee for lack of alcohol in Japan. Yeah, who know? I mean, it doesn't say anything, and it says 100% apple juice, but who knows? Who knows? Good luck. I'd buy some merchant. Thank you. I buy t-shirts and stuff from my other favorite podcasts and stuff, so you have at least one customer. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. CDG Gaming Hut. Let's see. Do I have anything else on my list? I think that's all. Yes, that's all. So, hello from South Africa, from Gustav Barnard. Barnard. Hello, South Africa. I don't know if we ever had somebody on the chat in the live stream from South Africa. If so, then maybe this person did not introduce himself. So welcome, welcome. We're in South Africa. Let me know. South Africa. I've never been. My little sister has been there once. You're the first person to pronounce my name Ksitij perfect on any live stream platform. Wow. And I'm totally surprised by that, because obviously I just did it in some way. I found like, okay, maybe. Yeah, great. At least it's one person whose name I'm pronouncing properly. Gustav is a subscriber. Thank you. People think it's a bad word, Ksitij. Ksitij, because of this. I see. Yeah, I can see like some computers, some algorithms maybe like making like asterisk. Japanese product names are absolutely mint. I laughed out loud when I saw a brand of sportswear named Pearlygates, or the Tokyo-based clothes store named Sperm. Yes, that exists. I know. That happens. Yeah, the English use sometimes it's something else. I must say, it's not... Here in Nagano, in the countryside, I feel like it's more common. Probably maybe also on Hokkaido, I don't know. In Hokkaido, but here certainly happens. Many stores. And Daiso. Daiso is a dream for if you look for things like that. Maybe you should add something like this, like weird English, small 100 yen store products. Like, because Ninja Monkey talked about headbands. I made a video about funny English I saw in Japan years back. And one of the products was in Daiso, a headband which says leader of the fun headband. So that also exists. Yeah, why not? Are you watching Tokyo Olympics? Not yet. My wife and kids watched badminton this morning. So, yeah, I guess sometimes when there's Japan on TV, and there's a chance of winning actually. I think today they won something in judo. Didn't they? Was it today? What's interesting is that some Japanese people who use English in these brands don't want to proofread it because the text is made for Japanese and don't care if it's not quite correct. Yeah. I mean, often, I also see French and sometimes German, so more French, of course. And I also have no idea, sounds French. No idea if it's correct. And that's what counts in that case, I guess. I think in Germany, usually you see quite okay English. Japanese, yeah, maybe not so much. I remember my Japanese was not good at all at the time, but we were in Austria and there was something that said like, this train goes to Munich or so, and it says München made. And my wife was like, they use Google Translate for that. Which would be translate maybe until Munich. But that's, yeah. Even in English it would be kind of not direction or going to or something like that. My favorite Sapporo restaurant is Happy Happy Pankaki. Pankaki. You'll never guess what's on the menu. Burgers. One sportswoman from my country won silver in weightlifting. Oh, nice. Congratulations. Where are you from, by the way? There's great English in the Netherlands. Yeah, I think also Scandinavia, like Northern Europe, they have a lot of, I think they have a lot of English-speaking TV shows where a lot of this early on English exposure comes from. Most locals say my name like cuss stuff. Drives me crazy, only Germans get it right. I like Gustav or something. Yeah, I was also not sure if it's Gustav, but I thought because South Africa, maybe if you like Afrikaans, then maybe you could be Gustav. Maybe. Ah, from India. I see. Daniel Panic is the winner. Wow. Nice. Pancakes. Would have never even imagined. Not perfectly in focus, huh? Yes. So Daniel says, you're right about these countries having a lot of English TV shows. That's exactly it. As we call them in the US, freedom cakes. Pancakes. I saw something on Twitter. Somebody made a freedom phone. I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's serious. It's like, the video was like, youngest Bitcoin millionaire. And then he says, I've already done so many things. And I'm like, this must be a joke. Like he's like 25 or something. Who would say that? And no, it's not a joke. He made the freedom phone, or will have made, maybe. I don't know if it's just a scam. But like there was no, what do you call it? Pointe. You know, the part where you reveal the joke didn't happen in the video, so I clicked on the website. Also there wasn't, so like, what? That's serious? Okay. It's like, I thought it's like kind of half joking, like freedom fries or something. Apparently not. Well then. This chat is a lovely return of irony and sarcasm, concepts completely foreign to Japanese. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I usually try to keep away from that in my videos, sarcasm and so on, because I want to focus on positive things and so on. Yeah, but I feel it's like for Germans, probably also for British people and so on, it's pretty easy. Like this kind of grumpy nationalities lend themselves to sarcasm. But yeah, no punchline. Yeah, that's the one. The manga dude. Manga Dude is a new subscriber, loving my videos. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask something. I'm from India and learning web development. I'm considering working in Japan. How's the web development scene there? Desperately searching, I would say. At least that's my, like, all of my software development, probably everybody is desperately searching, I feel. So if you have like a university degree and then you apply somewhere and come to Japan, that would be my plan. Since you say you're learning, can I assume you're still in university or even younger? Gustav is from German descent with a little bit of Dutch blood. Have been here 400 years. I see. I see. But again, let me know where in South Africa you're from, if you want to share it. That phone guy is the same as many of the others like him. Part opportunist, conman. Part crazy. It gets tiring fighting with people to accept basic facts and reality. Yeah, freedom phone. So freedom in this case means freedom of speech, like nothing gets censored and so on. Which is, again, infringing other people's freedom. So it's kind of a, eh? How? What do you mean? Eh? Yeah. But I can see, of course, that this has hits maybe the zeitgeist of some people and finds an audience. Studying in university. All right. Excellent. Jeff Bezos. A lot of jokes about that. What they. Yeah, Jeff Bezos, he gave like $100 million to two guys. Like 100 million each. Because he says we need unifiers. Rather than use a fancy word for split up. Yeah, which I agree with. I think also. About that, I see. The one and only awesome Cape Town. Oh, who would have thought? Where I've never been, of course. I have a friend, he's from Stellenbosch, maybe? Was that? Ah. I want to be game programmer, so USA, Europe or Japan in terms of salary and stability. I guess stability would be Japan or Europe. Salary maybe USA. Japan. I don't know. I don't know about salary. So entry salary is not high, certainly, from what I've seen. I mean, 4 years ago when I was looking for jobs, I also saw a couple of game developer positions. They were not great in terms of payment. Not super terrible. And I'm sure you can level up. And I know a couple of people that do a lot of, like Square Enix or something, and Direct or something, and they certainly get a lot of money. But Europe, I don't know. Is there actually any game company in Europe? Maybe, I don't know. Like a big one? So I would tend to the US. I guess, I mean, at least for general software developers, it's like terrible. It's such a bubble now. Like everybody wants somebody. Remote is okay and all that. Get lots of money. And it's easy to get hired because they desperately need. And if it takes too long, then somebody else gets them. So I guess that maybe for games it's the same. That's rather easy to get hired in comparison. And yeah, good point. USA is expensive. That's true, especially in the Valley, of course. And in Europe, not so much. I mean, rent depends where you are. But Ubisoft, Rockstar North. I was thinking Rockstar North maybe. I guess where are they then? Rockstar, I guess in London or so. which is also pretty damn expensive. Ubisoft, where are they? I don't know. Also written. CD Projekt Red from Europe origin. Yeah, but I don't really know. So certainly US is expensive. Japan would be probably quite like on a middle ground, I think. Sound break? Really? Oh no. But I see there's some sound going on, so let me know if the sound doesn't work. Maybe then you can't hear this message, but I think you should. Anyway, Dreamy Senpai, good to have you here. Yeah, so again, Europe depends on where you are. Maybe okay, maybe a little pricey in like super difficult areas like central London or so. Munich, not so pricey in comparison, I guess, but impossible to get an apartment. Tokyo, no problem to get an apartment. Depends on where you live. Cost of living is okay. Wasn't Hitman games made by a Danish developer? Oh, I didn't know. Probably there's been some. I mean, there were some Germans as well. What was that? Some strategy games or something. I think there was a game called Sacred, which was a role-playing thing. The Alminox says no sound issues. That's good. So now that we're doing this for a year or so, the technical issues are kind of under control, I feel, usually. Lights still all on. You can hear me. We start on time, at least today. Doesn't run out of battery. Excellent. Thinking. What else was German? Not German, European games. Maybe Max Payne was that, but that sounds American. There's one game that was set in London. What was it called? Forgot. Too long ago. I think I played it on the PlayStation 2. What was that? The Getaway. Maybe, since it was in London, maybe that was even from a European company. I don't know. I mean, I made games some years ago and went to some fair in Munich, but mostly indie developers. And I don't know, I guess nobody of them exists anymore as a company. We usually only have to wait 5 to 10 minutes and then go to a new stream because Johannes broke something. But that also didn't happen for some weeks. Is Edinburgh probably expensive? I have no idea. Somebody can answer. Please help me out. If I look at a Wikipedia article, it seems like the US and the UK both have quite a long list of video game companies. Not sure how many exist. Okay, 3 streams ago. Yeah, there you go. That's like forever. Oh, Gustav's father was Johannes too. Nice. Great name, I think. By the way, interestingly, the messages in, so I have the chat open twice. Once in the browser on YouTube and once on this app that I use for streaming. And the app is pretty delayed. So from now on, I will always use this. Then we are closer. I like these. Pretty pricey though, I think. How much is that? 30 grams. They are like $3 or so. But I like them. We have, in our family, we have not really a tradition, but some of the kids have the middle name after somebody that was born before, like an uncle or a grandfather or something. So maybe at some point, maybe my kids or my nephew's kids will have Johannes in their name again. Cities are always a little more expensive. It's more expensive to buy healthy foods than junk foods in the US. Yeah, probably the same everywhere. But I must say, I mean, it depends on your definition of healthy, but organic and so on, I feel it's much easier in Germany than in Japan. But of course, it's a little pricier. But even now, like Aldi and all those cheap like discounters, they all have their own organic brands. Being hired as a game developer is no longer that common. Most big game companies only hire independent subcontractors on short-term contracts. Burnout is a very common occurrence for contractors. There you go. Then maybe, is it a general statement or is it a specifically Japan-related statement? Oh, Gustav has a lot of lagging on his side. Can the others confirm that, or is it because of Gustav's connection? Some companies are bought out by major companies. Yeah, may happen, of course. Gustav's name is the family name for the firstborn son. Oh, it's like Danish or something. Like your son's name will be Gustavsson. No lagging for Yuki, okay. Also no issues for Daniel, nice. USA is highly capitalistic, so even if a salary is high, but it's super expensive. Yeah, that's true. You have Aldi in the US, and it's Aldi Süd, and then Trader Joe's, Aldi Nord. You have the full package. Mostly for Western game companies. Ah, okay. Yeah, I can imagine that. I feel like in Japan, maybe that's not necessarily the case. But of course, like right now, it's like every company needs IT, they need apps, they need their own e-commerce and so on. And then, of course, they outsource a lot. Especially big companies that are not IT companies. What about software development in Japan? Yeah, I mean, payment is by far not as good as in the US, I think. Also not as good as in Germany. By that, I would assume maybe also not as good as in Europe. But certainly possible. There's a lot of demand. That's probably everywhere in the world right now. So, why not? Is the entrance exam in Germany for engineering? Depends on the university. Some say no problem, others have require a certain grade in your high school diploma, and others may have an exam. I guess Japan will now push for software development. I don't know. Will they? I mean, it feels a little late, but maybe, yeah. When I studied, I felt like, oh, maybe I'm a little late to the party. in 2006. I wasn't. I wasn't. It was just the small party, like it was the first wave, maybe, or the second. I'd be certain that independent contracts also do not get the same benefits as an employee. Thus, the employer opts for contractors. I mean, in Japan, certainly, as contractors, I think there's like a third of the workforce is contractors, a third is full-time, and a third is, I don't know, like part-time or something. And the contractors have, like, they're contractors. So essentially, contract finishes may not be extended. You're gone. So in Europe, then usually what you do is you get more money, right? In Japan, I feel that's not necessarily true. So I don't understand the situation. Why would you do that? Maybe you have no other choice. Maybe that's why. But in Europe, like if you're freelancing, you're contracting, then you take like 100 euros an hour, and because you have to cover the risk, right? Of course, there is no risk at the moment because there's so much demand. So you just get rich essentially. But yeah, that's not the same here apparently. Not everywhere, at least. Gustav's first game console was an Atari. Museum piece now. Yeah. My first one was a PlayStation 2. Was it? Yes, a Game Boy. Maybe Game Boy Color was actually, if that counts. Next year, I'm going to give 2 entrance exams to engineering. I don't know why my country judges students on marks so much. Yeah, same for Germany. It's like you have your average grade for the high school, and then based on that, you can enter university or not. I applied to 3, and for 1 I was denied. Japan is very advanced regarding hardware. Only thing it's lacking software development. Is that true? I'm not sure. I think certainly areas for hardware are advanced. Software, probably. I think they're not so much up to speed. I guess, maybe. Nah, not sure. How have you seen the adoption of contactless payment systems in Nagano, a post-COVID Japan, becoming quite normal in Sapporo? I think nothing changed here, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I think nothing really changed. It's like still, of course, you can pay with a Pasmo if you happen to have one, but since you can purchase it here and also can charge it, you probably don't. I think there's a Nagano only card or something which nobody uses. All the convenience stores except all this SmurPay and PayPay and QuickPay and so on. My wife uses that. I don't. Yeah, so that's that. What's happening maybe a little more is you don't give your money to the person standing there, but there's a vending machine where you put it in next to the register. That's it, maybe. Being a contractor is different when you're in a country with universal healthcare. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, like I said, in my case, because I was self-employed and contracting with companies, then I had a private insurance, health insurance, which was cheaper then, but would be more expensive now. So it's really, I don't know. Does the Commodore 128 count? Of course. If you want to be judged, come to India. Okay, wait, now I'm missing context. As per me, German education system is heaven. Okay, well then. Everything okay? TechWiki is going through the same thing. Maybe that's the context. I see. Maybe grades and so on. I see. Yeah, I hear this for some areas, like working in public sector, so that in India it's crazy. Was it like that? I don't know. I saw something about like really strict entrance exams for some position in some public something. Please excuse my ignorance. All right, so we did 1 hour 35 minutes. Let's do another 5 and then slowly come to an end. Insane competition regarding entrance exams. Oh. I see. Is it like any university? Or only like higher ranked or top universities? Because I mean, maybe some Japanese companies or so, or international companies would do recruiting at higher ranked universities, but other than that, if you come to Japan, nobody knows the name of your university. India, not anyway. If it's something like University of India or so, then maybe that sounds important. But still, I mean, for me, I ask Indians that work close to me, do you know this university? Is it good? Something like that may happen. Yeah. Okay, after that we have a huge population, so no high-paying jobs. What are you looking most forward to returning to normal post-COVID? I want to go back to Germany, see my family, friends. That would be fantastic. And then maybe travel a little bit more with the kids here. Yeah, not really looking forward to go to the office. Every now and then would be nice, I think, maybe once a week or every other week to meet up with the team and, you know, some real interaction and also casual talk, which doesn't happen so much online these days. Yeah. Wasn't there a Commodore 64? I can't remember anymore. I think so. Kshitij says G mains and advanced are one of the most difficult entrance exams, and we study every day for students every day study 16 for 3 years just to go in. You have to give entrance exams for going in, normal college also, I see. Yeah, I mean, Germany, if there are entrance exams, there's still like a good chance that you pass, like maybe like a one third or more or higher chance that you pass. So it's not like it's like 1% or something. Not so, at least as far as I know. I mean, some things like so in Germany, the best grade you can get in your high school thing is 1.0, and then the worst would be 4.0, I think. And like if you want to study medicine, become a medical doctor, then usually it's like 1.2 or 1.4 something. You have it's on the higher side, at least in Munich. And if you don't get that, then you go to Italy or somewhere. Yeah. And what I studied is computer science and economics, which required back then 3.1 or something. So almost anybody could get in. Commodore 64, Trash 80, lots of cool vintage computers, consoles. I love those older ones. 16 hours. So you study 16 hours a day for 3 years to get in. Yeah, that sounds terrible. I mean, here usually they study a lot in the last year of high school, I think. But that's it. Just that year. I think it's also my feeling is very much that this is the only time that they have to study, or at least for most universities, like you study for that one exam, and if you have passable grades, then you go to some okay university, and in university you just enjoy for 3-4 years, and then you start working. At least for my wife, it's like, hey, I was studying and so on. How was it? Like, and she's like, yeah, I sleep until 3 and then I train every day. I'm like, okay. I mean, for me, university also wasn't as strict as working now, so, but still, you know, usually you had to be present and you have to write some papers. And then every 6 months you had exams every semester. I mean, I learned, of course, like 1 week before the exam for the next one. And sometimes there was an exam the next day after the first one. So I had only half a day to learn or so, something stupid like that. But that's my strategy, was my strategy, which was fine. I mean, I didn't get a 1.0 in the end, but still, it was okay. Yes, exactly. That's what I also want to say. I'm sure, yeah, you can still find them in pretty good condition in Japan somewhere. Because I mean, you can all get your probably your still originally packed Game Boy or something, original Game Boy, and like Nintendo 64. Maybe I should should I get one? I don't know. Things like that you can get here definitely. I'm going to do smart work. I will go in normal college only and will focus on skills and my talent. Yeah, I mean, if you can do projects, open source project. I mean, speaking of it, for IT, of course, open source projects, maybe release an app or web page, some service that makes sense, helps people, then it's excellent on your CV. If you can build an audience, user base, that's great. Even if we qualify, we can study subjects of our will. Yeah. But maybe I'm missing something now again. Is that because of you need to look at how much you earn? It seems like they take good care of them. Yeah. I think so too. I mean, of course, you can also get some that are like a little bit yellow or so, and change the color or so. But generally, I mean, if it wouldn't be in pristine condition, they wouldn't sell it, or it wouldn't. The company that resells wouldn't accept it. I'm aiming for Maxed and aspire to become a software engineer. So how is the status for this profession here? There. Yeah, good. No issues. So you have all chances, I think. What's the best place in Japan for software development? Tokyo. By far Tokyo. Then there's some companies like Linehouse in Fukuoka. I guess Osaka also has some, not sure. In Kyoto there's Nintendo. If you then eventually want to end up there. But definitely, by far, Tokyo is... Everything is in Tokyo. I'm confused between computer science and automotive engineering because I love car and programming both, but my physics is a little bit weak. But still, I'm going to choose automotive. All right. I mean, yeah, I feel at least it should be fine because they're robots. I mean, if you're not working in like at the assembly line, which I assume it's not your goal. I was at BMW, and then they have some. You can see it from the outside. They have the big turbines and so on to test, and they have like you go into a basement and so on, and that's where they take apart the competition. So they buy like a Tesla or whatever, and then take it apart, and they say, okay, this was well done, this was not well done, and so on. This is how they can improve this part, and so on. That's like how they analyze. Very interesting. If you're into that, I guess. For me, it's like, I don't know, interesting they do that, but... After clearing next, what's the fees? I would also like to know. Is there any fee? Max like a sponsors. Do you say that sponsorship? You know? It's getting in Japan. Okay, I guess there was something missing. On Monday, I have physics exam, and I literally don't know what my physics teacher taught me from videos. My teacher literally don't even pick up pen to explain us. All right. Either it's a lazy or clever teacher. University fees. I mean, I hope he shared the videos with you so that you can actually then refer to that and learn with that. University fees, all right. How well is it in Japan? I mean, there certainly are some here, but max scholarship, right? So I hope to pay that, but I don't know. But depends on the university how much you have to pay. And in Germany, it's free, usually university, except for private ones. So yeah, it's pricey here in comparison to that, but cheaper than America, for example. Iminox says, for me, I now work in a field very far away from my original education. We can never predict where life takes us. Yes. Yeah, for me, it was like I wanted to do business and stuff, so I went to business high school. And there we had like this computer science and management part, which was pretty easy. And then I had some universities, some subjects I applied to, and I got 2 out of the 3, as I mentioned. And one of them was this computer science and management. I thought, yeah, that was kind of fun and easy. Like you can actually do something, progress with logic, which means you don't have to like just stupidly learn facts or something and then forget them after the test, but more about principles. So I said, yeah, let's do that. And I'm still kind of in this area. He is a really bad teacher, and I don't know why my principal made him vice principal. Maybe they're friends. Right. Oh, he has other talents like organizational. Gustav is back to reboot due to lagging here. Oh, local problem. All right, I see. Okay, so 30 minutes ago I said we ended in 5 minutes, and now this 5 minutes are over. Obviously. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time tonight. It was my pleasure. And yeah, I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Great remainder of the day. Great weekend. Great Saturday, Sunday. And waiting a little bit so that it gets through to you. Yeah, sure. Just contact me. Well, you can Instagram or you can email me. So on YouTube, if you go to about, then you can scroll down to business. You have to click the checkmark thing, and then there's an email. Or Instagram is fine. May take me some time to respond, but it's fine. And thank you for asking. Many people don't. Will you do more live streams like these in the future? Yes, every Saturday, 9 p.m. Japanese time. Okay, that's all. Thank you all for joining tonight. It was my pleasure, and then see you again next week. And yeah, hopefully talk to you again soon. Bye.